Audiobooks New Zealand presents this unabridged reading of Being a Distance Grandparent, a book for all generations. Introduced by Robbie Ellis, written and narrated by Helen Ellis. Foreword by Professor Loretta Baltasar. Loretta Baltasar is a professor in the disciplined group of Anthropology and Sociology at the University of Western Australia, UWA, and director of the UWA Social Care and Aging SAGE Living Lab. She has published extensively on transnational mobility, with a particular focus on families and caregiving across the life course. Loretta is a distance granddaughter, niece, cousin, and close friend. Helen Ellis has written a timely and important book, one that is relevant to everyone. Transnational families, or distance families as Ellis calls them, are families whose members are separated by geographical distance, but who strive to maintain their sense of familyhood, their emotional connection, despite that distance. Anyone who has a loved one living far away knows the heartache of longing to be together, the sense of obligation to give, but also the need to receive care and support, to be there for each other, despite the distance. This is what defines family and family-like relationships, sharing our lives together. What leading anthropologist of kinship studies Marshall Salins calls a mutuality of being. A helpful way to think about this is to ask, how can we share enough of our lives across distance that we can continue to co-narrate each other's existence? Be an integral part of a joint family history. I grew up deeply influenced by the distance and separation at the heart of my extended Italian-Australian migrant family. My great-grandmother and her 3 children waited 12 long years in Italy in the 1920s and 30s to be reunited with my great-grandfather who migrated to Australia, and they only had letters and the occasional message from fellow migrants to keep them connected. They weren't alone in this experience. Women like my great-grandmother became known as the White Widows. Their husbands were still alive, so they didn't wear black, but the absence of their menfolk made their everyday social life akin to widowhood. I was very close to my maternal grandmother, and through her I learnt about this experience of distance family life. A story firmly planted in my mind is the day she re-met her dad at the port of Fremantle, Western Australia, aged 14 years, a man she hadn't seen since she was 2 years old. I was fascinated by how this family managed to stay together despite the enormous geographical distance and excruciatingly long physical absence. How did they make it work? My own father migrated from Italy in the 1950s.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?